Cross Tube. It's Jen, also known as Quirks and Stitches, and
Jen's mom's, also known as Cindy.
and we are here for the second time today to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Marathon weekend. We believe it's number 7. I think we decided. We just filmed like all of this, and I realized that I never hit start recording.
Right.
So, we are back to talk again about, for the first time for you, but yeah. I filmed a lot, and for it to be the first time that I've ever done that, I'm pretty excited. My mom's a little mad that it had to happen when she was doing it, but
I have to do it again.
yeah, sorry. So we are here. 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Marathon Weekend is this weekend. We believe it is number 7. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. The marathon is running Friday, April 24th through April 26th. And we're really excited to be able to kind of have this time with everything that's happening in the world, because it's a little crazy right now. And we set up these dates way before we knew what was going to be happening in the world. And we feel like we're good going forward with it at this point. We were hesitant to do anything sooner or to, do some impromptu stuff just because we didn't want to make light of any of the situations. And we know everyone is dealing with things differently. So however you are needing to manage yourself and your family during this time, do what you need to do. But we've heard from a lot of people that stitching has been what they've been doing. So what better time to stitch all weekend long and get as much done as you can. So we wanted to come on and be like, yes, this is happening. You haven't seen me in a while. Life's been crazy. But we're doing it this weekend. So we're inviting you to join in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, 24 Hours of Cross Stitch, there is a website, and I will link it below. There is a Facebook group. It is a marathon. Stitch for as much or as little or whatever. You participate how you can participate. It's very open.
Right.
Very open. But we wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to be running our marathon and what we're planning to do, because we're excited. We're doing it. We're changing things up for us a little bit this time. And typically I'm very routine seeking. So I like that we have our typical thing that we do. Right. Typically what we do is we watch a season of 24, because you're going to notice as we talk today that everything is 24. Like, we like a theme. We were both teachers. We gravitate well to that. But we watch that, and then we stitch during the episode, and then I film, and you've seen them. Or if you haven't, go watch them. But we wanted to change it up a little bit. Right. Because...
And initially when we first did it, it was just a 24-hour period. Mm-hmm. And then we shared that we did it, and then it went on, and it was... The first couple were 24s. Then we said, well, let's do 24 within 48, because some people can't just stitch and want to do other days. Now it's evolved into a weekend. But we basically still do our 24, throughout the weekend. We'll start at a time and know that we've got our 24 hours in. And we figured we'd change it because we have all the time in the world now. And
kind of. I mean, I'm still working, but it's okay.
Well, yeah, she is, but ignore that.
It's okay.
Sorry.
But it's going to be quarantine edition. So that's Watson. So we are very, very excited. First of all, we'll address the fact that this is how we're starting before we even start. So like my favorite story of the marathons is Paula from Craft Gallery, the owner, likes to tell everybody how, it's so funny to watch because she looks so good when she starts, and she has makeup and she has her hair done. And then by the end of the night, she looks like crap. And, she doesn't use that word. She uses a different word. She uses a worse word that I won't say on here. I love you, Paula, and I miss you so much.
Yes.
But I'm starting out looking like crap now, so just wait till the end of the weekend, because this isn't this isn't even the start of the marathon. This is just like Jen's been living in her house for how long and doesn't have access to any hair stuff. So we've got that happening. Also, we are at my mom's house right now. Last time I filmed, I think I talked to you about us, Brandon and I, buying a house. I've been very quiet and kind of absent, and I'll address that just real quick right now. I was kind of in my head about everything that was happening. There were some hiccups, not major hiccups, but just some uncertainty about buying a house in this time, if that was the smartest move for us to do. job security things, just a lot happening. And so I just kept figuring it was gonna not happen and we were gonna lose the house and have to walk away. And I was a little bit of a pain in the butt to be around.
She's a half full glass person, or empty
Very
glass
empty.
person, not the worst case scenario, which works in some cases, but not in this one. So
we got the house. So those of you that know me, see on Instagram, have seen that we're kind of in between places right now. We started this quarantine together, so we have not expanded our sphere at all, but we are kind of housed in 2 locations.
Right.
So throughout the weekend, we will be at this house and my house. We are going to be bouncing back and forth. I think I haven't talked to Brandon about what he's doing and if he's joining in, but I'm thinking he may be.
The biggest problem with their house right now is they can't move anything
Don't have
big.
any furniture.
And because we need to have movers do that, and we don't know.
And I'm
if
taking
movers are
all of her
working.
furniture.
And she's taking a lot of my
Yeah.
furniture, and I was going to buy new furniture, but I can't buy new furniture, and she won't just take my furniture. So, they've got some furniture.
So it's a lot of
over,
limbo right now.
But, they're more in limbo over there, not as comfy as she would like. But
It's been bad.
but
It
it's
hasn't
good.
been bad,
Oh,
though.
it's great.
I mean,
and it's such a great house.
I'm so excited. We will be doing
Yeah.
a house tour. I'm just hoping to get a little more furniture and a little more boxes put away. And the other thing was hard. Like, we've been living with my parents for a year and a half, but we moved here from our house in Philadelphia where Brandon and I lived. And we put a lot of stuff that we knew we weren't going to need in their garage. And we've finally now had access to stuff we haven't seen for almost 2 years. So it's like we're figuring out what we still want, what we still need, what we don't care about anymore. So it's just been a bigger process than we kind of thought. But we will be back and forth between the 2 houses. So what are we going to be doing stitching wise? We decided that I know for me with the market releases, there was one that just really rang true. It was one that I gravitated to before everything was happening and when it was released. But then with the current climate of the world, it just felt right. And we both kind of agreed to that. And so we're getting our projects ready, but we're going to be stitching the same thing. So we're going to be working on Seeking Refuge by Scarlet House. And the saying on it says, "When the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread." It fits this time. I'm going to be stitching it as is, called for with the saying.
I'm going to be stitching it with DMC because I don't use the hand-dyed floss. And I'm going to change the 3rd line that still include that it's stitching that calms my soul, but I also have to bring in that Jesus is what calms my soul. So I've tweaked it a little bit to be able to put my spiritualness in it too, along with it, just because that's what gets me through these things.
So I have mine set kind of at my house that I'm gearing up trying to pick what fabric I'm going to do. I have most of the called for overdyes. A couple are on the way. Hopefully they'll get here in time. If not, I'll make substitutions as I need to. But this is going to be fun because we are incredibly competitive. Here we go, starting the same project at the same time. We're not going to talk all weekend long. You realize we're just going to sit and just try to beat each other to see who can finish it first and who's a faster stitcher. But I count my stitches and you don't.
I do not count my stitches. I gave up on that.
Yeah.
But you're starting new on this, so you can really count them afterwards. You don't have to stop all the time.
Oh, I don't. Ooh, that's very true.
And I'm not dying. I'm doing mine on a 35 count because I've had this antique frame for a very long time that I love.
That she thought I was going to
steal.
steal.
That Jen really loved it too and was going to try to steal it with something that was going to fit perfectly into it. And it fits perfectly into it if I do 35 count. So I'm doing it on lamb's wool with 1 strand of thread. And I'm excited about that. So
I'll be doing mine on something probably 40 count. As long as I have I think I have stuff in my stash that'll work. So I think it's called for as country mocha, and that's not one of my favorites. So I'm not going to be using it. But that's what we're going to be stitching. We typically just shoot for like the 24 hours during the weekend. Well, go big, right? I mean, we're already home. It's not like we can even go big and go home. We're already there. Right. So we might as well shoot just out of the park for this one. So we've decided that we're actually, instead of watching 24, we have picked and made a list of 24 of our comfort movies, which, if you've seen the list that I did for my mom for Christmas, our comfort movies have things like Armageddon and Con Air and, you know, like things like that. They're not the typical like girl rom-coms. There are some on there, but like fuzzy, we're mostly action-y, like just those movies that when you put it on TV, you just stop because it's on.
Good versus evil, but you know, there's also a lot of evil in it. But most of them are the good wins out at the end. But
my dad and I are the evil wins ones. Yeah, I'm like, that's not why I like these movies. I just
no, but I'm saying these are action ones. Like when you say Armageddon and stuff, they're scary ones, but good.
They have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Unlike Devil's Advocate, which I thought could go on the list, but that does not have a happy ending.
No, it doesn't. No, we don't want that one. That will be too depressing.
It's one that she likes, though. I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to start Friday morning at 12 a.m. So we are going to put on Outbreak because...
What better movie?
You know, themes. We like them.
It's a crazy time.
So we're going to watch that from 12, hopefully till 2. We haven't really done the math for this to figure out if we feasibly can do 24 movies. But the plan is that we will stitch during the movie and then we'll be able to both film the recap. So you'll be able to see our progress together because I'm sure knowing how we do things differently, we will start in different places or she will jump somewhere that I won't.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So it should be interesting, I think, to see how we do this. Right. So that's our plan for entertainment. Right. We're going to do our typical food things. We'll have some mac and cheese. We'll have some other stuff. Yeah. But one of the other big things that we wanted to do this time was we wanted to be able to give back. And so we were thinking, you know, it's been, I think that's been the most positive thing I've seen come out of everything that's happening right now is all the ways people have been creative to give back to their community, to their people, to those, you know, essential workers, to all of that, and just looking outside yourself and spreading happiness and goodness and that right now. So we've been, my mom, I don't know what I said in this version and what I said last time, but my mom's been organizing really because I've been a mess in my head. And so we've been thinking of different ways that we can give back. So each hour, or not hour, each 24 sessions that we film we're going to also be sharing a way that we've given back to the community. Right. Some of it will be giving back to you guys. For instance, we have Allison Rosen. She is, her screen name on Instagram is Allison Rosen is a crafty girl. She reached out to me. She's got a needle minder business. And she reached out to me a while ago and said, you know, Jen, do you think we could do a 24-hour needle minder? I was like, oh my gosh, I think that would be amazing. And her stuff is just not like anything I've seen. I don't typically use a needle minder, but I have her product on my wallet. It's like an enamel nail polishy thing, and it is the strongest because I'm so I'm so hard on things. It has held up in my purse being banged around phenomenally. I'll link her shop here below, but over the weekend we will be previewing and premiering, I guess it is, the needle minder that she's created for us. She's donating a few for us to give away, and then they all will also be available on her shop. So we are so excited about that. So that's one of the things, kind of sneak peek that I'm telling you about that we'll be doing during the time. But we wanted to also expand it to giving back to our community, specifically here, people that I work with, people that my mom knows through maybe her church, just different things like that we can do to give back to people outside of us. Right. So we've got a list of 24 different things that we'll be doing. Some we'll be doing during the weekend. Some will be, you know, we'll tell you that we're doing them and be following up with it the next week. Right.
But we have 24 different things that we thought, we could do this, we could do that. And thinking especially of a lot of essential workers and, you know, our postmans, our delivery people, that are going to be fun and keep within our theme and and just bless people, you know, so count along with counting our stitches or counting our blessings in all of this and hopefully spreading the blessings to other people.
And I think that's probably, with 24 being what it is. I know we have a lot of people that in the past have liked to get together with their friends and do this together. The marathons where they get a hotel room or they do that. And I think we're in a time where we're seeing a lot of things being canceled and things that you've been hoping for and looking down and counting down the days for, that we didn't want to postpone this or anything like this, because this is the neat thing about 24 hours of cross stitch is you can do it from your house.
Right.
Like, this is however you can participate. You don't have to break your sphere of people.
Right.
You don't have to do anything. Your children are there. Okay, maybe you don't do 24 hours this time, but join in, check in, see what's happening on the Facebook groups.
Right.
I've had some people ask about a Zoom call and things like that, and I'll be I haven't even talked to my mom about this. That is way out of my comfort zone. I don't know how to do it. I've never run one. I've never set it up. If we talk and we figure out something that we can do like that, we will release the details throughout the weekend. So be watching the Facebook group, be watching my Instagram, but I make no guarantees. We did Discord that one time, and when I don't know something, I have a really hard time running it. And we also found that it took me away from being able to join in, and that was hard for me. So we really encourage you to just reach out how you can. If you have people that you can FaceTime with and stitch in, you don't need our blessing to do that. Join in with your people. Like, this is your event. You make it what it is. What else were we going to say? I don't remember what we said last time and versus this time.
No, I don't know.
So we'll be releasing some of our lists that we're doing as we're going on, like our movies, so if you want to join in or find out what horrible movies we find comforting, that'll be out there for you. We've got just
things,
different 24 type stuff that we will be having throughout the weekend. So we're excited to be kicking off another one of these. We encourage you just to get cozy, pick some stitching that you're really excited about, find some peace.
Change your pajamas, put on different pair of pajamas.
That's what I'm wearing these days. I came over, we drove over to my mom's house to do this, and I'm still in my pajamas and slippers, because why? There's no reason not to be. So that is what is happening on our end. We are so excited, and we'll be back with some other stuff maybe throughout the weekend, but then we'll have our recap after everything gets finished. So again, watching the website, watching the Facebook group, my Instagram.
Not Pinterest, like I
not
said.
Pinterest. No, it's not on Pinterest. It's on Instagram. So I think
we're
that's
excited. It's time to have some lightheartedness and some fun and just sharing with community, and that's what's been the neatest thing about all the craziness is to see how, and I have said from the get-go, I hate that they called it social distancing. I wish they would have called it physical distancing from the get-go, because with all the technology we can still be social and we can still reach out to people and see how we've made it work.
Interesting, because in a lot of ways it's brought people closer. Like we moved to Ohio away from all of our peer groups in Pennsylvania. And since this has happened, we've had Zoom calls, and we've had, virtual drinking nights and games and things like that. Things that we never even thought to do before because we moved away, so you just don't see us, So I think that's been really neat to see that, even if you were next door, you couldn't be with them. So it was okay, how do we do this? So,
and we are blessed that we were clan together when this started, and the house she bought then was empty before they moved in, so we knew the house was safe, and so that we can, because we don't let her dad go out. He was restricted because he's mid-70s, so he's been restricted for quite a while, but he can get back and forth and help with, he's actually the best doing the steps, so he's toted a lot of boxes, but it's given him something to do.
My little hip replacement body is not feeling the steps, so I don't do it.
He's not allowed to go to the market or anything, and that's basically all we do is get out and try to get there once a week or do drive-through. So it's just fun.
Blessed to be able to be working from home and staying safe. So, those of you that are watching that are essential workers, thank you. We cannot begin. I was talking to
say.
one of my centers today and just hearing how they're still in it every day. You know, I work with childcare center here that is just, they're still running, and to know that you are out there and putting yourself on the line for other people is incredible. So thank you for those of you that are doing that. Thank you for those of you that are staying home. You know, we just encourage you to all stay safe and you know, healthy.
Patient,
so and two, thinking about our 24-hour marathon, sleep is a big part of staying healthy. So please don't push yourself. If you know you're feeling tired, go take a nap. Like this is not, you do not have to be sleep deprived to participate. You stitch for however long you want to stitch. And again, I will say it again, if stitching is not bringing you peace and calm, do not try to do something just because. You know, like really strive to what is bringing those things to you is always been my thought. So okay, we are going to stop rambling, and we actually filmed this time. I see it counting up. So we had this moment, like she was in mid-sentence, and I was like, oh no.
You know, like something I thought I said wrong, because it was like, count your blessings. It's like, I'm not allowed to say that.
Like I didn't hit start recording. Okay, so
20 minutes.
It was a long least, time, and it was probably better than this.
That was
time.
really good. It was really well. A lot better than this.
But sorry, we've recreated it as best we can. So we are looking forward to stitching, kicking off the marathon with you guys, and I think that's it.
Happy thoughts. Yes.
Happy thoughts, happy stitching. Keep stitching, guys. Is that what I say? Keep making those X's?
X's, yeah.
That's what I say. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.